You're good.
Hey everybody, so glad that you're being able to join us on our recorded interview today. I'm here today with Deirdre Duff Allen, a friend of mine from high school. We won't say how many years ago that was because that might give away too much
Many.
Fellow Iowa farm girl, transplanted to Colorado also. Go Colorado. But I invited Deirdre here to talk about laughter and humor because I stumbled on your page, your 2-minute laughter timer. I always get that, is it 2MLT or 2?
Yep, 2-minute laughter timer because we
timers at the end. Okay, I always sometimes get confused if the T's in the middle or the T's at the end. So I stumbled on it when you asked me to come and check out your group, and I have to say you blew me away with this because it was so timely for me. My oldest was graduating high school and having to start to deal with going away to college and really having some depression around that, around my baby being gone to school, and we're taking them to school Thursday. We leave Thursday, so it's really real right now. But,
congratulations.
Yeah, we got one more home, so we're not completely empty nesters, but yeah, it definitely has put it all back into perspective. But so I really just wanted to spend some time and invite you into our group, Divas of Divorce, over 40 and Fab, and I just really felt like this was such an important topic, especially as a lot of our divas are dealing with a lot of pain and frustration, emotional pain and frustration around their divorces. Whether they happened 20 years ago, those triggers still come up for us. And so I was really hoping that you could share some of your work with us and how important laughter and humor is in everything that we do. So let's start out. I'm going to give you a chance to introduce yourself and what you do.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Deirdre K. The full name, of course, is what Tracy so graciously expressed at the beginning. I want to express my gratitude for being invited here today. Thank you, Tracy. My work consists of pure silliness on purpose. Tracy had asked me previously how I even had started this, and I looked back over the years that I have been doing this, and it occurred to me that I have been doing this for over 20 years. I remember when I was in my Master's of Education class, my classmates, I love you, were my subjects, and we played a lot, and I realized that I always led with laughter. And when I was invited to speak at different events in Germany and in Aspen, I always led with laughter. And one of the things that if I would have anyone come to me with concerns, my first advice to them would always be, have you set the timer? And they'd look at me like, what? And I said, this is how it started. I would set the timer of the microwave with my mom way back, and we would laugh. And it was set for 2 minutes. We would laugh, and it was fabulous. Like, those are one of the best times I've ever had with my mom, right?
So I'm going to interrupt you for a second. So you started this with your mom.
And he was going through some things when I've lived in a few places. I believe I was living in Germany at the time. And when I was home, I don't even know what she was going through. I just know that she was going through what many of your viewers probably go through. And I wanted to help. And this was my way to help. And I said, come on then. You know, every time you do this, we'll feel better. And she loved that idea, and that's how it started. Sure.
And I'm going to interrupt you and say that your mom taught in our school.
Mm-hmm.
She was, yes, and I don't even remember. It's been so long. I don't remember did she teach a specific grade? I remember her as a substitute, and didn't she work in the library?
She was the remedial reading teacher.
That's what it was. That's what it was. But
she had all the grades, all the kids, and she had a magical forest. I mean, you know, right? The nut doesn't fall far from the tree. She had a magical forest.
And the sweetest person. But I do have to kind of, so when you say that she taught every student, I need to clarify that our school was very small.
Right, and she taught every grade, not every student.
It was very, very small. I think our class was the largest one, and I think we had 25 graduating people in it. I'm not sure where your class fell with that, but yeah, so.
I think we had 23.
Okay, all right, you were close. You were close. So I didn't mean to interrupt you with that, but so please continue about, so what really brought you to this topic? Was it your mom that brought you to this topic, or was it something that just kind of evolved for you?
It did evolve for me. Again, I've had an adventurous roller coaster of a life myself. There's been many, many times that I really didn't know how I was going to get through the day. But it's all those badges of honor, right? We've all have them. We've all survived something. We've all had to go to the very bottom to work ourselves back up. And through all of this personal experience and professional experience and educational experience, I know that laughter shifts the energy. I know that laughter heals. And as long as I know in my core that that is true, that's my message, right?
That's beautiful. Have you done any research around any of the data or statistics around laughter? I've done a little bit around the physical benefits. Can you shed any light on that?
Oh, sure. There are so many studies now, and the timing, right? I guess the main thing right now for this interview that I'm most proud of right now is that today I will be videotaping my 176th consecutive 2-minute laughter timer video.
That's awesome. And where can people find that?
You can find that in the Facebook private group and look under intentional recess. And you can also look up the hashtag 2MLT.
The T is at the end, and it's the number 2 at the beginning, right? Yeah. And I am going to tell you guys that if you haven't had a chance to check in and watch some of Deirdre's videos, holy cow. If that doesn't start you laughing, I don't know what else will start that going for you. It's fabulous. It's just really, really inspiring.
Thank you,
Check
Tracy.
it out. Check it out for sure. So
you asked me about the research, and there's I studied more of the research when I received my master's degree. I studied a lot of the laughter and the effects that it has on the population and on group dynamic. I do a lot of speaking on the group dynamic to set the energy of the group. I mean, we keep asking people to feel better. We keep saying, oh, just feel better, choose to feel better, choose to feel better, choose to do this, choose to do that. Yet I found that more and more people, I think it's because we're so busy and we're in our phones and we're so much more connected to the information now.
In our phones, yep.
I'm not focused so much on the research because, we all have the Googler.
Right.
If you want to know something, Google it. And there's always those magazines. Time magazine just came out with this special report, and it has all the report about how important laughter is for us. And so I've always known it's very helpful physically. And don't forget your emotions. It will help reset your emotions, especially if you feel anything less than what you desire. Do a 2-minute laughter timer. That's where real, fake or real laughter will shift your energy and your emotions. The same thing applies to your mentality. When we're working on a project and we're stuck and we just, oh my goodness, I cannot get this. Hey, take a break. Set the timer, get in your car, go take a drive, laugh. get in the microwave, set the timer, laugh. And when you come back, that laughter has adjusted your mentality. So now you can think clearer. And the vibration that you are setting in that laughter energy, now you have all these different choices that you didn't have before.
I have to say that, so the first time I did this, it wasn't that I was skeptical, but I was kind of nervous about trying it. And so I got in my car so that I knew nobody was around, right? Live in kind of a rural area, so I know there wasn't even going to be somebody pull up next to me and wonder what in the heck I was doing in my car.
Right? Yeah.
When the 2 minutes went off, I couldn't stop. At that point, I was hilarious to myself. And I just kept going. And it was, and I think I texted you right away, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did this and couldn't quit laughing. And it did, and it was in a time when I was really struggling with some stuff that was going on in my life too, and it just made my day blossom. I mean, it was just incredible, and to look, even to think back on it and realize that how hilarious I thought myself. I mean, we all laugh at laughing babies, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
But we don't laugh at laughing adults.
Yes, and the science shows that response that we are born with, that we don't take advantage of it. You know, at the very beginning when I started doing these videos, I felt a lot of resistance from a lot of viewers. And I think that the root of that resistance was, what do I look like? I feel stupid. People use it, you know, if I'm laughing, is someone laughing at me? And so one of the main things that this timed laughter consecutive days has really shown me, it has helped me so much to release the self-judgment.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, who needs it?
Right, right. And that is so true. And we all do that so well, that self-judgment and worrying about what everybody else thinks. And so I love it. I didn't even think of that as a benefit of this, but yeah, that's perfect.
And there's so many benefits. I mean, it's exciting, because when I started, I thought that, you know, I would record these videos for maybe like a week, and then my deal was that I was going to report back on it, like, yeah, you know, I felt better, I had more energy, la 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 la. Well, through the resistance that I felt and heard the comments from, I knew that this was more than a week's project. And I'm like, well, how long do I have to do this? Like, was I prepared for this? So when you contacted me, even, you're like, oh, you know, this was not something that I said, oh, this is it. This is me following the energy that I desire.
I found it interesting that you used the word have in that, when you were like, well, how long do I have to do this? And then that's not the word in your vocabulary anymore.
Nope.
You get to do it.
Yeah, it's for me, you know, and if I'm beaming out my, I guess the message comes more of all of us have the responsibility, right, of what energy we are putting out into the world. Yes. And when we are conscious of that choice, it's so powerful. And I want to beam out the laughter energy, because it's a beautiful, effervescent energy that has me smiling, that has people who meet me smiling, who has the person in the grocery store line wanting to talk to me. I'm like a magnet now, and I'm not sure if it's physical, energetic, maybe both. People are attracted to me.
Yes, I think it's all. I think it's all, because you are a beautiful woman anyway, and then to have that effervescence, like you said, and that joy, because I can just see it. And if you can't see, if those of you that are listening, if you can't see the video, she's just beautiful and gorgeous and beaming, and there's just such a beautiful energy light around you, and it's just crazy. And I know that you've had your ups and downs in the last 170 some times days you've been doing this, and I know that there's times you've even commented that, hey, I didn't even want to get up and do this, but I did. And what a difference that made in just getting up and doing it, and how it changed your whole day.
Yeah, and I'm a firm believer. I've always been like this. I've been trained as an actor. That's what I have my undergraduate degree in. So I've always been connected to groups, to the emotions, to what's going on in the room. And the more I'm doing the timed laughter, which is laughing on purpose, and I also love to say it's forced laughter or it's forced fun. You know, say, come on, let me force you to have fun.
Right.
I mean, it just gets into the point that, you know what? I never have to have another bad day in my entire life, because I have found this golden stuff, this golden elixir, if you will. I can choose how I want to feel at any point.
I love it. I love it. So
Yeah.
I know that one of the questions or maybe concerns that our listeners might be wondering is to do this the first time is how do you force yourself to laugh? And do you think of something funny? Do you just, how do you do it? When you first started on day one, how difficult was that for you, and how did you make it work?
Well, again, I'm an experimenter, so if I need to experience it before I tell you that I think you should do it.
Beautiful.
I was like, all right, so I had a client that I wanted, she was just stuck. So instead of, and every time I'd say, have you laughed? It sort of just went right over her head. So I'm like, I'm going to know how it feels to do it in a row. I want to know if it really stays with me and it shifts. So I approached it as an experimenter. So at the beginning, I explored all kinds of ways that make me laugh for real. And the very first one that I did when I very first started was the camera in front of my face. My Grandma Duff. Love you, Grandma.
Love you, Grandma.
My grandma. It was a joke in her family because we always knew what picture Grandma Duff had done, because usually our heads were cut off or our feet were cut off.
Oh my gosh, can we not all relate with this? Or the thumb over the camera? Yes, yes.
Because she had that little square camera that she was looking down, but we were up and she could never find us. So with the camera in front of my face when I videotape, it reminds me of its silliness. We take ourselves way too seriously.
Yes.
With the camera in front of my face, it's like, come on, peeps, this is good. Come on. It makes me laugh. It'll make you laugh. Use whatever tickles your fancy, right? So I use the microwave. I love to use reflections. I use a lot of shadows. I play with a lot of shadows. I've even used a red nose in one of them. I mean, I use whatever I can, and I share it with you, hopefully that you can find whatever makes you laugh.
Beautiful. That's wonderful advice. Thank you so much. And even when your day is bad, even when it's hard to get out of bed from emotional pain or physical pain, because even that has got to be helpful too.
Yeah.
Just set that timer. It's only 2 minutes. It's only 2 minutes, and you'd be surprised at how fast it really does go.
Right?
And, yeah, crazy. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. I do it when I drive to the barn to feed the horses in the morning, and I often do it on my way back. There's times I do this 3 or 4 times a day in my commute, and it's like, well, I'm driving anyway, and it takes about 2 minutes to get home, 2.5, I think. So let's use it productively. And boy, I walk back into my house and face my family and my children a totally different person, or my dogs that drive me crazy or whatever. But yeah, so it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm so glad that.
And it's easy, isn't it? I mean, it's so easy, so simple. I just can't believe that more people aren't doing it. And it was my husband who said, why? I laugh when I watch Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And my point was, why do you need to wait?
Exactly. And the price tag is right, because it doesn't cost you a thing to come out the other end feeling so much better. Before our interview, I did a little bit of research because I wrote a little ditty that actually is going on the Facebook page today about one of the research things that I found was that the average kindergartner laughs 300 times a day, but the average adult laughs 17. And I just think that's really, really sad that we've lost that exuberance of life, and to try to get that back. I think that's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. Well, I don't want to take up a lot of your time, as well as my listeners. This has been fabulous. But tell me more about what you plan to do with this in the future and where you're headed with your business. You mentioned your clients, and I didn't even ask you to let everybody know what you do and how they can get a hold of you if they want more information about this.
What do I do? Here I am in the present time. I am the creator of Timed Laughter, and it is laughter on purpose. So there is a difference between the humor and fake laughter. Yet, the fake laughter will turn into real laughter, and the benefits that you feel are phenomenal. So what I'm working on right now is to get that message to more people. You know, and everyone keeps asking, so how are you going to make money? How are you going to make money at this? I'm like,
right? The age-old question.
Right? There have been so many benefits of this 2-minute laughter video that I've been encouraged to write a book. So that is in the works right now.
Yay!
So I'm really excited about that, so that the message can reach more people. Another way that I'm planning on reaching more people is to do a consecutive day challenge, sort of like what I'm doing, perhaps not 175, 76 days of it. We'll break it down to a little chunk of, you know, I'm looking at 33 days, and it'll be a challenge, and there'll be fun, you know, games and gifts along the way for those 33 days. So we're working on that. And then the newest thing that has just come up is that just to get it into more people's awareness and part of their lives, and how important it is right now. I don't know, but everywhere you go, people are talking about the scrunch and the, oh, did you hear? Did you hear? I mean, if it's not the weather, it's the politics, or it's religion, or it's the planet, or
Yes,
right?
yes.
So the more people that know about timed laughter, I believe we truly can shift the planet. I truly
could not agree more.
Yes. What would happen if more of us who were laughers were standing in line at the grocery store, or standing in line somewhere, and we started, you know, laughing? It's like, what is going on? I don't know, but we're having a really good time. And there you go. It's us. It's us.
We need to flash mob it.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So your Facebook page is the best place for people to hook up with you to do this challenge, and I am definitely going to do this when you release it. I'm really excited. I can't wait for you to do that. Cannot wait. I'm so excited about the idea of a book. Again, could you tell people where to find you on your Facebook page, the name of it?
Yes, and I did do, I made the Facebook page, it's a private page, because there's such resistance to laughter that I believe that when I encourage people to start posting their little bits of their laughter, they will feel more comfortable in a private setting. So it is a private group, and it's called Intentional Recess International Retreats. And you simply ask to join the group, and you'll be, you know, allowed into the group, and then you can have access to all the videos, as many as you need. And then they are hashtagged, so that, you know, if you just like the ones where I laugh for the entire 2 minutes without any chitty chat, you know, then you can just hashtag total2. So there are different hashtags you can use if you just like, you know, what ones you like to use.
I love it. I love it. That's great. So I'm really going to encourage all my divas to go and check this out, and let's just share the laughter. Let's turn the world into something more beautiful, and let's flash mob it. I think that's a great idea. Just start laughing and see who you can get to laugh with you, right? Right. Thank you so much for coming, Deirdre. I love talking to you. I'm sure we'll do this again. I'm sure we'll do this again for sure. So we'll talk more in a little bit, okay?
Okay, thank you.